But the problem with us nationally and culturally is that we do not know the things that make for peace. And so here we are staring the obvious in the face, and yet we cannot even grab hold in our national life together of the obvious because we do not know the things that make for peace. It would seem that after Newtown we would know what to do, and yet the Congress cannot find within itself the will to do what we all know needs to be done. We do not know the things that make for peace. And it's happening not just nationally, it's happening at the state level. This week, right after under the Gold Dome, where all manner of mischief happens. If you want to know something to pray for, point your hand in that direction right about now. You ought to point your hand toward the Gold Dome, because the folk under the Gold Dome need prayer. This past week, they decided that the answer to gun violence is more guns. And so some brilliant person decided that what we really need is for people to be able to bring guns to churches. Apparently, they've never been to a deacon's meeting. Last thing we need is guns in churches. Remind me of that preacher who was standing there preaching one Sunday morning, and he said, "The Lord will protect you." And every time he said, "The Lord will protect you," he'd get happy and rear back, his coat went back, and you could see he had a .45 strapped to his waist. Somebody asked him after church, "Reverend, you said the Lord would protect you, but I noticed you had a .45 strapped to your waist." He said, "Well, this is just to keep him busy until the Lord gets here." But our problem is that we are caught up in fear and caught up in paranoia. And so I went this week, along with other clergy, to share with those under the dome our concerns as they decided that we need guns in churches, we need guns on college campuses. We need guns in our schools. We need guns in bars where people have already taken leave of their senses, given in to a spirit that's not the Holy Spirit. Excuse me, but what kind of fools do we have in our state legislature? And the irony is that when I made my way this week to the State House to express my concerns, I could not just walk into the State House. I had to take out my keys and take out my phone and put them in a basket and send them through security. Why? Because there are no guns allowed in the State House. How is it that you don't need guns in the State House, but we need guns in the Lord's house? Have you lost your minds?